All right, so I wanted to discuss why the rich layer passports. Before we discuss advanced topics like this is not for the common man or the poor man, right? If you have your net worth above a certain threshold, that's when we are talking all these terms. Before we discuss the combinations and the significance and the use cases, I think it's very important to understand what is passport layering. Let's say you come from US or Australia or UK or Germany. You have a premium Plan A passport, right? You have an extremely strong access. So we're not talking access here. We're not talking about grabbing some cheap passport for mobility and access purposes. The whole objective over here is protection, legal protection, and done legally. You don't want to do illegal stuff, no buying passports illegally. This is all pure legal strategies, right? You're layering your, let's say, it's not a dummy passport, it's obviously a real passport, but this passport is not significant, right? It's something under the radar, it's either cheap or it's something that you can get quickly. So you quickly obtain a passport. This is your plan B legal nationalities. You're not exposing your plan A, the premium stuff, right? You want to keep things in wrapped up, right? You want to protect yourself from your plan A country. You want to protect yourself from the outsiders watching you directly. So you're protecting, you're shielding your plan A nationality. So you leave your plan A at home, right? Enough headaches that's causing on its own. So you don't want to attract limelight, right? You don't want to attract eyeballs from outside when you're exposing yourself to the external world for protection purposes. So when you're playing global and talking global strategies, you don't want to expose all the premium stuff or stuff that you carry. You don't want to carry your baggage, premium baggage, when you're going outside. You get something fresh, you get something new. Let's say you strike a quick and dirty passport. A lot of people who don't care about the access because they have premium passport or passports, they will typically look at something quick and dirty, something that they can obtain right now. So let's say you do a Vanuatu or some CBIs that get you a quick citizenship. There's also citizenship by exception, which can happen instantly for the right kind of people. There are certain premium EU countries where the citizenship by exception is difficult. It has a higher threshold. But then there are also other countries in the Caucasus region where you can technically look at citizenship by exception. But the basic scenario, let's keep things simple, right? So citizenship by exception is again an advanced topic. It's a topic for another time. Here we are talking about a quick passport. So let's say you do a Nauru, or I think the better one is Vanuatu if you're not looking at access. You strike this Vanuatu, you quickly become a legal new citizen. And then there are a lot of countries, a lot of residencies that don't look at the baggage. They don't want to know how many 15 or 20 citizenships that you have. Let's say you have 4 or 5. That's sort of the norm, right? A lot of people, I'm talking about the rich and wealthy people, they will want to carry at least 3 or 4 different passports so they can pick and choose the legal identity that they want to exercise, the diplomatic protections that they want to exercise. Remember the infamous case of CEO Gans. Now, again, we don't want to get in between him and Japan, but it was the Lebanese passport. Again, not recommending this to anyone. Never do that kind of stuff. But in his case, he saved his life. He saved persecution from a Western government. A very typical scenario around the world these days. So let's say you have this passport, right? So yes, a lot of people talk about the respect. It's not credible. It doesn't have that great respect. Yes, fine. Understood, right? Understood. It does not have the respect. So to gain the respect, you have to, first of all, wrap this up, right, with layering. And that's where the passport layering comes in. And once you layer this passport with other residencies, there's a lot of residencies, they don't care about the citizenship that you carry. So all that they're focusing on or looking at is, let's say, the Vanuatu or Dominica, or let's say Egypt or Turkey or something like that, right? Or Jordan or El Salvador or Nauru, or let's say the new Sierra Leone. So that's what they're looking at, right? That's what they want to see because that's what you're using for applying or to enter their country. So that is going to be the nationality that they would use for reference. And what are some of the premium, the top of the top plan B options? I think the easiest one is South Africa, that you can tag on top of, let's say, the Vanuatu or any other citizenship. It doesn't have to be Vanuatu. I'm just using that as an example because it's quick and dirty, but it could be any passport that you quickly obtain. and then you're tagging this with, you're wrapping this up, right? You're layering this with important, vital, critical residencies that they're going to improve your profile. So let's say you shield this with a Panama or South Africa is one of the most popular options. And there are two reasons why South Africa is so popular. One is it's dateless. You're never going to see immigration again unless you lose this or it gets destroyed or stolen. So you're set for life, right? The second is there's no physical presence needed to maintain the permanent residency. So this is a dateless, lifelong permanent residency with no physical presence required. And third, and the most important thing, this goes by a very minor donation while this program is still available. I would not be surprised if this jumps up to something like a golden visa. We're looking at 200 or 300K investments. This has not been revamped, right? This has historically carried forward. A lot of people think South Africa is unsafe. Now, why do you need a residency with no physical presence? To be safe outside or to be safe inside? Something basic common sense is missing with a poor people, but rich people get this real fast. And that's the reason why they're rich. And that's what really differentiates the masses from the wealthy or the successful people. So let's say you get the South African one, you wrap up your Vanuatu with a South African residency, the outside world, right? When you're using this combination, the outside world goes by the residency where you physically set up. What are you showing them? What are you claiming, right? So legally, you've claimed a permanent residency from South Africa. So you're shielding that Vanuatu nicely with a South Africa one. Let's say you want to wrap some more layers around it. So let's say you're doing a Mexico. Mexico will yield you the Plan A passport eventually, not a Plan A country to physically reside inside of Mexico, but the passport is much stronger than the German or the American or the French passport, right? So the Mexican passport is the strongest of the strongest in the world. And I've explained this numerous times. I'm not going to go over it once again. It's not about the visa free. It's about the functional access, right? The TN, the APEC, those are the things that you want to seek in a passport, right? The Australian passport has the APEC. It's not as good as the Mexican passport, but it does carry some of the same features. Even the Chile passport is quite strong. Again, it's not strong as the Mexican one. So let's say you tag the Mexico on top of, or you layer the Mexico on top of this passport. Let's say it's not Vanuatu, let's say it's Egypt or maybe the Turkey. Turkey is a classic example. A lot of people from Dubai, they like to carry the Turkish option because they did the Turkish CPI. So I do have a lot of clients who have the Turkey. So they want to layer the Turkey with, let's say, something like Mexico because it's easier to go to Mexico on the Turkish passport. The family can bypass the visa requirements using the visa free if they have one, and they can enter and then they can obtain their residency. So you are layering the Vanuatu, you're layering this Turkey, you're layering this Egypt with, let's say, Mexico and South Africa. And these are not the only two, right? You have Panama, there's Costa Rica, there's Guatemala, there's Honduras, there's Argentina as well. So a lot of people do Argentina on the side because of the quick pathway to citizenship. So you're layering and protecting this raw citizenship, right? This base citizenship. And then you don't want to layer this way too much, right? You're layering one combination, you're striking multiple different combinations legally. And there's a lot of strategy involved because some countries want to know all your citizenship, some countries don't care about your citizenship. So you're staying within the legal framework. You're setting up this whole network, right? And again, the masses are going to question why you need this. We're not talking to those people, right? We're specifically talking about the wealthy or the rich people who have a lot at stake, right? It's not just about the money, it's a lot more. Maybe a lot of countries would want to prosecute you, get and steal all your money because you are the money bag, right? They have to feed the incoming people, they have to feed those illegal migrants in a lot of countries. So if you are rich, if you have the money, that's what's going to fund that. So they're going to find ways retroactively in some cases to extract those monies and feed the poor. And what do they do with you, right? Let's say they put you in jail or incorrectly frame you, then that's also a scenario which you want to prep for, right? It's your spouse, it's your friends, it's your business associates. It could be anything, right? In the Gon's case, it was the company's board of directors that wanted to put him for life sentence, but now he is living king style in Lebanon. So those are the kind of things, right? Again, I'm saying no one should do what he did or no one should be in his situation. I'm just giving an example of what bad can happen with someone. And then once time passes, different combinations strike, right? Let's say you have Mexico tagged to something, it materializes, you collect the Mexican nationality, then you don't need that underlying nationality, let's say, which you purchased. So you can tear it, you can trash it, you can renounce it, you can pretty much do whatever you want, or just keep it on this, right? Your portfolio keeps growing. I'm not in favor of trashing anything, right? But some people, they think, okay, it's not a great respect or whatever, and you want to list all your active nationalities. You don't want that Vanuatu to appear on that list in future, right? You're trying to improve, or you're trying to increase the quality of your profile. You want to be hanging out with unnecessary citizenships. So that's when you dispose that one or give it back, and you have your prime nationalities all collected and you're secure. The other thing is, a lot of people come with records, and when you have a record, you can't travel to important vital countries. That's where when you cherry pick your nationalities in different regions, let's say you have an EU passport, even if EU doesn't want to let an American come in, but if you have an EU passport, they have to let you enter, and then you have 27 different countries that you can enter lifelong, irrespective of what your profile states. So that is the convenience. That's the premium luxury that you want to afford. So it's not just about money, it's not just about persecution, it's also about the respect and luxury that you carry with you. And we specialize in this niche where we have attorneys on the ground, not just one attorney, multiple attorneys across different offices within different countries. You're talking Mexico, Panama, South Africa. We have multiple attorneys at different offices specializing in different programs, so we can get you started with the residencies on one side. And let's say you're trying to layer this, right? You're going into the layering because you're wealthy, you have to protect a lot of things at stake. Then we can work on both, not just the nationality. The nationality is really going to depend upon your circumstances. Are you looking to disclose a lot of information? Are you looking to get something real quick? It all depends, right? The use case really depends. So we can work on the nationality for you on one side, get you all the discounts and the offers or deals that you need, because we directly work with the processors, with the government. There's a lot of deals that we have access to which other people don't, so we can work on that. We can tag or help you strategize the residency to citizenship combination. So you're then leaving your plan in nationality aside, you're striking something totally new legally and protecting yourself. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to turn on the bell notification and subscribe so you don't miss out on any latest developments. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and catch you in the next one.